What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky P here, back with all the news after week number 6 of our Los Angeles Crusaders franchise, where the Crusaders picked up their second loss of the season, this time to the Houston Texans, and it was all defensively. Our defense just could not contain the pass. It's something we've struggled with all season long, but the only two teams to really take advantage of it are the Broncos and Texans, both of which led to losses. Now, this episode is going to be a little bit different. I'm recording the commentary afterwards because I tried recording it with it, and the commentary kept cutting off. So this is a little post-commentary as opposed to live as I do the video. So if it's a little bit different, I apologize. It's something I have to adjust to. But a few things need to happen today. We need to adjust the sliders. I want it to be realistic. And when the opposing team is throwing 90% completion against us, it's not going to happen. Like that last game, it was set up for a loss. I tried zone defenses. It didn't work. I tried man defenses. It didn't work. We tried everything, and nothing seemed to happen. So that's something we'll get to in a little bit. Today, we have 28 weekly hours to work with here. Obviously, we're going to do 20 hours with Stuart Denny and then 8 hours with Sherman. Now, Sherman's been doing pretty well for us this season, and I'm really excited about that. You know, he's been great at recovering fumbles. 3 fumble recoveries, definitely pretty cool to see that. But obviously, our priority here is going to be Stuart Denny, and he's already up to an 87 overall. He's working his way up pretty quickly, and he's been performing pretty well also. You know, last week was actually a really good game for him. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Our offense did a great job at scoring the ball. Our defense just could not contain the pass no matter what kind of style we threw at them. And again, this is a post-commentary. It's so weird. Usually I'm commenting to all this as I go. But I don't necessarily know how to do that when I'm watching it again for a second time. I forgot LeJean Knight had a 5 development trait. That's pretty interesting. Obviously, Sherman does as well. But LeJean Knight's been having a pretty good season for us as well. Let's go ahead and move forward here. And I think we're going to go ahead and get on to the sliders. Let's go ahead and check draft stories first, actually. Let's see what we have here. Jordan Peterson has plantar fasciitis, broken bones in his foot. That is not too good. And then Bensley Hughes set a team single-game record with 4 sacks in the 22-13 victory. All right, maybe somebody to keep an eye on. I feel pretty comfortable with our guys getting pressure on the quarterback, but we'll see. So the Browns have the 7th-ranked offense. We know Johnny Manziel has been tearing it up for the Browns. He also has Carey, that really good wide receiver that they drafted. And throughout the series, the Browns have actually done a really good job drafting players, so it's going to be interesting to see the makeup of their team now. The Broncos 6-0, and it is going to be tough to catch up with them at this point. They might be looking at an undefeated season by the looks of things. Let's go ahead and change the sliders here. We're going to put pass defense up 5 and pass coverage up 5. Again, it's just been a little bit too ridiculous. We're going to move tackling up 3. To try to prevent that from happening, and we might move run blocking up as well a little bit. Devin Golden is still struggling. The reason I'm putting tackling up a little bit more is multiple times in that Texans game, I'd get it'd be a 3rd down play, and I'd make first contact with the player 3 yards behind the first down marker, and every single time they would just carry our players for 3-4 yards and pick up the first down. And it's really frustrating when there's absolutely nothing you can do to prevent that from happening. And it's a little bit unrealistic that every time I'd make first contact, they'd gain 3 or 4 more yards on top of it. So that's something we obviously need to work on. And I think, last but not least, we're going to check out the league stats. Not the whole league stats. What I think I might do is check out the whole league stats after we play 8 games, so kind of halfway point through the season. But right now we're going to check the AFC West stats. And this is something I've kind of had fun doing because you kind of see the competition within our division and how everybody is performing. Something I like to do. And something I wish I had done from the first season, really. But here we are, 106.4 quarterback rating for Chaz Jenkins. Nobody is within 400 yards, nearly 500 yards in terms of passing yards. And that's absolutely insane. 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions for him. So Stuart Denny actually leads the division in touchdown passes and has quite a bit, doubled Tremaine Small and Phillip Farrell. Pretty interesting to see that there. And Tremaine Small, through 6 games, only 7 touchdowns. So he's really not getting the job done for the Chiefs. Now, he has done a lot better. Only 3 interceptions for him. Stuart Denny has thrown 8 interceptions through 5 games. Something I obviously need to work on with my reads and stuff like that. But, you know, it's been a little bit of a struggle. Phillip Farrell, though, is really struggling. 9 interceptions for him through, I think, 5 games as well. only 7 touchdown passes. He has really struggled, so that's something to keep an eye on. Now, the other thing that really worries me right now with Stuart Denny is his completion percentage. Definitely not been all that good. Look at the sack number. Oh my gosh, nobody is near us. Now, a lot of this has to do with us trying to scramble outside the pocket and the defensive end or the linebacker catching up with us. Quite a few sacks have come from that way, but a lot of those have also come on play actions where the second we're done with the fake handoff, we end up going down. And that is an offensive line problem. Our offensive line has been struggling this year, and I don't know what the cause of that is. It's definitely something to keep an eye on as we move forward with the season, though, because that could be a huge issue in the playoffs. But yeah, 9 interceptions for Philip Farrell. And look at that. Philip Farrell and Devin Golden were teammates in college. I don't think I knew that before. They both went to Florida, both 3 years experience. Wow. That must have been a really good Florida team, because despite the fact that Philip Farrell's struggling this year, he's pretty high rated. And he's had some good seasons in the past, but only 1 sack, so he's really struggling. I mean, considering that he has 7 touchdowns and 9 interceptions, but he's clearly getting great protection. That's something to keep an eye on. But yeah, our completion percentage, only 60%. That's obviously something we need to improve on. And a lot of that just comes with me making better reads, but he's also thrown some wild passes here and there. Just about as frequently as Derek Carr. I wouldn't say it's any more or any less, but he's also a little bit more experienced, and I have to like the potential that he offers us moving forward in the future. Pass yards per game, he's actually second in the division over Tremaine Small and Philip Farrell. Chaz Jenkins obviously just crushing the category there, though. He's really been a monster this season. And with the Broncos being 6-0, and they've been blowing out just about every single team they've played, again, I said it earlier, they might be making a case for an undefeated season. Le'Veon Bell, I mean, nobody's within 100 yards of him in the division. 522 yards, 4.7 yards a carry, 4 touchdowns for him. Jamal Charles, 391 yards. Devin Golden, only 3.5 yards a carry, something he is still struggling with, and this is by far the worst season of his career. And I don't think we've adjusted the sliders all too much. I know I tried making it a little bit more difficult, but I can't believe it's like this, and that's why we're continuing to raise the run blocking as we go. Touchdowns, Le'Veon Bell leading the way, Jamal Charles with 3, and Monte Ball also with 3. So all kinds of players getting into the end zone for the Broncos. They're killing teams every single way, whether it be passing, running. I mean, they're making it happen. We've obviously seen them causing a lot of turnovers. So Demaryius Thomas leading the way and catches. Matt Ward and Julius Thomas behind him. I mean, the Broncos are just killing teams offensively right now. However, leading the division in touchdowns is Shakir Gayton. Our players have not had a whole lot of catches. We're far down the list in every single catching category, or at least all of our players. That's something we definitely need to improve on. But Shakir Gayton finding his way into the end zone through 5 games. He has 5 touchdowns. He is having a monster season for us. And we even saw him break a huge playoff last week, so that's something to be happy about. Demaryius Thomas, that 80-yard touchdown reception, that was the one where, it wasn't a touchdown, I'm sorry, that was the one where LeJean Knight forced the fumble on the 1-yard line. That was crazy. Going down the list in the tackle department, Brandon Spikes is 4th on the list with 46. He does have 5 tackles for a loss. Those other players don't really seem to, though. Barry Church there. Let's go ahead and check out sacks. And Khalil Mack leading the way with 8. Von Miller behind him with 7. Shelby Harris with 5. Keegan Gibson and McCown with 4 each. Olajuwon Thornton with 2. And then you have Moss, a rookie for the Broncos, defensive tackle out of Florida State, and Roby. And I'm pretty sure both of Roby's sacks came against me. In fact, a lot of their sacks probably did, considering how many we've given up through 5 games. Interceptions, Roby and Harris each with 3. Raheem Moore with 2. Again, Broncos are forcing so many turnovers. Their offense is crushing it. Their defense is crushing it. And they are a team to look out for. Ofisa Okafor with 2 interceptions. And I could have sworn that LeJean Knight had 2 interceptions. They're saying he only has 1. So clearly I'm mistaken. But what am I thinking of? Did he have one in the preseason that I might be thinking of? I don't know. But there are the rest of the interceptions. Fumbles forced. That's going to be led by Raynard Ray and Khalil Mack, each with 2. A whole bunch of players with fumbles recovered. However, Shamari Sherman with 3. That is a lot of awareness for a rookie cornerback. I'm really stoked about that. He has a nose for the ball. And if we can improve certain attributes for him, he could be a star cornerback. It's going to take some time, especially considering we have to put a lot of time into Denny right now. But if he can continue to make plays like that, that's obviously going to be well for us. No safeties, no blocks. The only defensive touchdown of the season in the division goes to LaJohn Knight. Let's go ahead and check out kicking. And again, Broncos scoring in so many different ways. Prater, 15 of 15 through 6 games. Wow. Hartley is 12 of 16. Not great for the Chiefs there. Gostkowski and Crosby each with 5 of 5 right now. Punting the ball, you see Marquette King leading the way with 46.1. And Andy Lee now on the Broncos, I believe, getting it done. 42.5. Andy Lee, obviously a guy I like a lot. Chase Cross is leading the way in return, though, by quite a bit, actually. 28.7 yards of return. He has been solid. And Sherman really struggling, which is kind of shocking. I definitely thought Sherman would be better in the return game. It's a much smaller sample, though. And then Tamani Cooper getting a touchdown in the punt return game for the Broncos. I mean, offense is killing it. Defense is killing it. Special teams is killing it. The team seems pretty flawless right now. And it's going to be interesting to see if they can make an undefeated season happen. Weekly awards, last thing to do. Brock Osweiler, who also had it in week 5, getting it 2 back-to-back weeks, 40 of 51, 429 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Luke Kuechly, 18 tackles, 1 interception. Von Miller, 3 sacks to go with 10 tackles. And Ryan Nassib, another guy that we've seen a bit on this list, 349 yards, 4 touchdowns for him. And 2, just unexpected names. So Cam Newton is riding the bench for the Panthers. That's pretty interesting. But guys, that's going to be it for this episode. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button. I apologize if it was a little bit different with the post commentary. But I do appreciate all the support, and I will see y'all next time. Later.